Should be good. Hey everyone, welcome to a special stream for everyone here. I am joined by Laughing Games. Thanks for joining us at such short notice. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not planned. I think we deserve to give people a bit of an explanation as to what happened. So last night we had the match between negativeZero and AvocaDOS played out, and it was a hype moment when AvocaDOS ended up winning that one 3-1. However, it turns out that some of the updates for negativeZero didn't get included when the matches were played. Now, what happened was that the updates for negativeZero were uploaded into the 2025 folder, which actually MindMe did warn me about. So I basically should have known. When we played the matches originally, like because we have two setups. We have a local setup which we try and play on, and also a hosted setup which we can play on as a backup. So when we tried to play on the local setup, things went a bit skewy, and MindMe did actually sort of like try and submit a bug fix, but the bug fix didn't quite work properly. So we ended up having to revert to the hosted server. When we reverted to the hosted server, we basically synced all the bots from the 2026 folder, which meant that we didn't get the updates for negativeZero and it was played on the old system. So, long story short, I made a fuck up, didn't go to get all the bots updates into the right place. So I do apologize. I have apologized to both authors for that. And because of the way things are going, I I think it's fairer if we just do a redo and play the matches again. And you know, also that gives us an extra cast and gives us some more matches to cast, which is always good. So yeah, always fun. Oh, okay. One sec. I think possibly. Um, maybe. Try saying something there.
Hello, hello.
Ah, apologies. Yes, your audio wasn't coming through, but it is now, so that's good.
That's all right. You did all the talking there anyway. Yeah, no, based on the context you gave me and gave everyone there, that rerunning this is definitely the fair thing to do. And yeah, it's also important to note from a tournament organizer's perspective that when something like that is pointed out, it's not something that you can necessarily just stop and assess right away. So I think we did the right thing yesterday, just proceeding, and then now we're here and we get to watch some extra matches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So here we go. All right. So let's start getting into the day. So again, like let's refresh where we were, rewind a little bit back to the start. It is the tournament's number one seed, negativeZero, against tournament's number 11 seeds. Avocados has done phenomenally well getting this fight as an amazing bot, and negativeZero, again, a behemoth. Just an absolute crazy bot. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
very, very impressive bot. And then yeah, Avocados is the author's clearly putting in the work. So let's make sure we get this done on the same patches for everyone. So
Yeah, should be good. All right, let's take a look at the first game. All right, so up here, spawning in the top left of Maganatha, it
you got to share
is.
the screen for me.
Oh, apologies. Yes. That's a very good idea. There we go. All
Okay,
right.
now you can do the intro.
All right, spawning in the top left of Maganafa. It is. Oh my god. You know what I've done? I've done another fuck up here.
Is it the names, perchance?
Their names are wrong. Let me just
If
change
you
that
want to
quickly.
quickly run those through the renamer, that's all right.
I. Oh, that's good. Sorry, guys. I
Yeah,
should have.
no worries. Take your time to do that, and
We,
yeah,
we are going to just stop that for a moment, and we can talk that through ourselves for just 1 second, as I need to actually. Oh Christ! Let's boot up my other PC, trying to get that through. 1 second. I just need to disconnect the monitor from here.
I have the renamer as well. If you just want to send me the replays, I can rename them real quick.
There is actually a special version of the rename I've had to do for this one for a very special
Oh,
reason.
huh.
Uh, I will explain, but you can.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to this and all the live streams that we do. So it's important to remember the finals will be next week at the usual time on Saturday.
8 o'clock
So
on
we'll have the
Saturday.
round of
Yep.
4 and then the finals. We've already got Benbot and Eris that are through. Benbot, Eris, and Zozo that are through. So our first match will be Eris and Zozo.
Yep.
Then that it'll be Benbot versus the winner of this. I'm sure Benbot's author is hoping that we do get the same result as yesterday, just because negativeZero is usually does quite well against Benbot. So um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
we've had a few different results from negative 0 and Benbot actually over the years, so it's going to be a fun one. Oh, okay. Just need to swap back to the laptop. Just give me 1 second. You can tell we're going to get on stream tonight because everything
don't
everything
worry
is
about
set
it.
up on here. So yeah.
Just a heads up, our cameras did cut out, by the way.
Okay. Give me 1 sec.
But
Oh, that should, I don't know why.
sounds like they disconnected or something, and OBS is bad that
Yeah,
if something disconnects, it won't re-pick it back up. Although maybe it's not
I think
OBS, that's
that's
probably more of a Windows fatal flaw.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We're just getting the replays with the proper names because we don't want to do a best of 5 where we have to constantly say which bot is which. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's good. And yeah, so I think negative 0 again. Like I think the problem we could talk about the games last night because I think the issue with negative 0 is um, he had a scouting phoenix which got constantly rebuffed by AvocaDOS. I think he says he's changed the pathing, so that's going to be interesting to see in this best of 5 if that makes a big difference. And
yeah, it will be interesting. It's a good almost a good case study in regards to it's a good case study in regards to like what actual outcomes are versus what tweaks are made. Like just because
yeah,
there's a bug necessarily doesn't mean it will change the result. And just to give full context, like negative 0 does the author of negative 0 mind me doesn't do anything special for tournaments or anything like that. They have historically tried to just basically make their bot as generally strong as possible. So instead of just being like, oh, if I adjust this 1 second timing, I won't lose to this cheese necessarily that I'm losing to one bot author. It seems their design philosophy is more just to try and get make general improvements so that they will handle all cheeses of that sort. Um,
yeah. it's very much a clash of design philosophies in that respect because AvocaDOS is very much not immune to doing some fun programming and trying to
Yeah,
choose
and
out some bots.
you can't, you definitely can't fault any author who does go for this sort of snipe strategy because it's exciting to have your bots in tournaments, and if you can, a win's a win, right? So if you can get a dirty win
Exactly.
somehow, um,
Oh, absolutely, definitely. I certainly
yeah.
wouldn't be above that, especially for a bot like negativeZero.
Well, yeah, and two, if it's your first run in a tournament as well, it's like, all right, I want to see how far I can get, and they probably have a better opponent versus someone like Mind Me than say if they had drawn up against like Zozo or Eris, because those authors will tweak their bots and do specific changes for the tournaments.
Yeah,
And I'd say trying to snipe them becomes much harder as a result.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
All right, we have the games available now, so let's get back into it.
Okay.
Share the screen. All right. And after our first false start, here we go. Up in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have AvocaDOS. And down in the bottom right, it is our number one seed, negativeZero.
These bots with their proper names.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and so these two are quite strong. Um, we saw the matches yesterday,
Yep.
and the result kind of was up in the air in a few of the games. Like, regardless of whether there was a bug or not, we did get different results. For example, negativeZero in one of the games didn't get an expo, which debatably could be a good thing against AvocaDOS. Whereas then in other games it did get an expo, but later, and the timings and just positioning were still a little bit rough. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we've got the scout coming across now, so should be fun to see how long he lasts. Not much point in that depot being raised, but do it
I
anyway.
know. I do seem to be getting the game audio coming through your microphone again, I think, Crep.
Oh, okay, one sec.
Like it was happening to Ketrock and me the other day. So
Okay, that should be better.
yeah, and it seems like the game sounds still fine on the stream. If you guys have any audio feedback, let us know while we just get this all sorted. We weren't planning on doing this stream today,
Yeah, it's
and
a little bit of a ghetto stream, but we'll get there.
yeah, it's fine. Just to sort of reiterate, Crip said at the very start of the broadcast, but there was an issue with the wrong version of negativeZero being used to run the matches, so it wasn't as up to date. And now, now we're basically rerunning the games on the correct version because that's the fair thing to
Yeah,
do for the authors.
yeah, absolutely. It's the right thing to do for the integrity of the tournament and make
Hmm.
sure everyone gets a fair shake. So yeah,
Yeah, and guys, a lot of work does go into putting this tournament together and everything, so it's
yeah.
understandable. There's going to be the odd little blip.
Sometimes mistakes are made, and this was a big one, but you know, we'll get there.
Yeah, so we do have the scouting. Is that? Can we see the natural of AvocaDOS? Is that negativeZero's
Yeah.
probe? No, that's its
No, no,
SCV.
no, that's
Can
the
you do
SCV.
Shift L? Because negativeZero did have a scout out. I'm curious if it died. No dead
Nope,
probes.
it got
So the
away.
probe must have actually got home,
Yeah,
which I'm not sure it's done that every other game so far. And little things in these bot games do cause big changes.
yeah,
It's actually the fun thing of watching repeat matches in bots because you can have identical code, but then say on a different map get a different result. And look at this, negativeZero, based off what it's scouted, is actually going for a very quick robo here. Robo Bay on one base in response to this bio-heavy style of AvocaDOS.
I wonder if that's to get out the Colossus earlier. Possibly is, but
Yeah, it did not do this.
yeah.
It did not do this yesterday. So that is definitely significant.
Hmm.
The author also spoke about how negativeZero will no longer build a warp prism, so it might just be prioritizing those Colossus on one base, which is
Yeah.
absolutely the right thing to do. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the timings. There is this hallucinated Phoenix moving around, checking the third, checking the
Ooh.
fourth, and then checking the natural
Yeah.
base, seeing that there's an army. I do believe it spotted that command center. So negativeZero's in the know. It has placed its own nexus in response to this. But as we say, knowing is only half the battle.
Yes. Yeah. Against a huge bioforce as Protoss, you're always going to have problems. So, you know, you, even if you know 100% what's coming, you can still get beaten by it.
Yeah, it absolutely can, as we did see in some of the games the other day. We're getting extended thermal lance from negativeZero. negativeZero is currently heavily gas bottlenecked, as it also fires up +1 prior to starting up any Colossi. It's gone for a Twilight Council, and this attack is coming, but it's not really made many units. And so this could be very painful for negativeZero. We'll have to watch what it's going to spend these minerals on. Hopefully, when it hits 200 gas, it chrono boosts out a Colossus. Otherwise, we very well could have a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah. It just needs to get that Colossus out as soon as possible and start kiting back.
Okay, 200
Extended.
gas,
Yeah. There we go.
Colossus.
Yeah. Extended thermal lance first, though. I still don't really like going for the upgrade before the initial Colossus. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because the Colossus are so much better with it. Like it's
Yeah.
extra 2 range in StarCraft 2, which is huge. It allows them to easily outrange the Marauders. But yeah, negativeZero is still incredibly short on units against all this bio. This is 50 army supply of
Oh.
Terran, 1 +1 attack bio, combat shield, all that. negativeZero's best hope is to buy time, get out this Colossi, and hopefully keep the Nexus alive. So far, it has split its army, which will play into its favor because it needs to buy time for this Colossus. We're getting an extra Robo, an extra Gateway thrown up. The Nexus, though, is taking a beating. Units are being hunted down and killed. negativeZero's in a world of trouble here.
Yeah, and lots of those workers just don't know where to go now.
Yeah.
Oh.
We do see the good pathing, and that negativeZero does a great job keeping its units alive. The Colossus is now trying to pursue this bio and do what it does well, as we see it's already starting to get those free shots off. These stalkers going to the north and pulling the bio out. That's a big deal, but there's a stim from AvocaDOS.
Yeah, and if it can get this Colossus down, that's going to be huge. But it doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
focusing it. All trapped in the corner now, and the
Oh,
Colossus is
the
gone.
Colossus does die, so that's probably game.
Yeah.
negativeZero fired up an Immortal instead of a second Colossus. And yeah,
Yeah.
not that it's necessarily a fault, but it looks like the Colossus just uses the same pathing as like Stalkers and stuff, not really taking into account. Because
Yeah.
I think the logical retreat path for the Colossus there would have been to walk up into the main. Instead, it kind of cornered itself there. But
Oh.
yeah, well done.
So AvocaDOS taking the first game again. This is a really really well programmed bot, and yeah, could be 2 wins against negativeZero in 2 days. Could be a huge sort of like feather in the cap for AvocaDOS.
It could be, yeah. Which would be a good. I mean, not that I'm cheering for one side or the other, but it would be sort of, uh, I don't know,
Yeah.
satisfying result in that the sort of update didn't necessarily change anything if that's the case. But it's not over yet, so we've
Oh
got
no,
game
we
number
have a
2.
best of 5 here, and like I I'm pulling for a negativeZero against RS final because that's always fun. But you know, if AvocaDOS comes out and beats him, absolutely deserved. So you
I'd be all for a dark horse run, but
know. Yeah,
it's a long way to go to get to that finals. So.
definitely. All right, so let's have a look at game number 2. All right, so again, spawning down in the bottom left in vertical spawns is AvocaDOS. And up in the top, negativeZero looking to come back. So I think yesterday in one of the games we definitely saw negativeZero just kind of like throw caution to the wind as soon as he saw that extra command
Yeah.
center and just go for the attack. I wonder if we'll see that tonight.
Yeah, that definitely did happen. And it was the one game that negativeZero won.
Yeah.
So sometimes being aggressive to counter aggression is the move.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm curious if
Yeah.
that was a result of the map, just because of like the Phoenix didn't necessarily run into another unit. Like timings are everything in StarCraft 2 and just for programming. So like AvocaDOS having an extra marine or two could be enough to prompt negativeZero not to attack if that
Yeah.
Phoenix is a second later. So there's so many little factors, and
Yeah.
that's why it's fun to watch games be repeated on different maps just to sort of see like what really makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing with negativeZero as well, it's got so many different paths to go through in his coding that like little things like that can make all the difference. Like I said, I think
Yeah,
MindMe's philosophy is very much to try and build the perfect bot, and to do that you have to have so many different sort of like counter tables, and if they have so many of this, do this, and so yeah, it's little things can make huge differences, definitely.
yeah, and yeah, negativeZero. It like just the way that it branches out and like yeah, it's counter tables and everything are phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's rarely caught out. Like it was somewhat ready for that attack in game number one, just not quite ready enough. Like going for
yeah,
Colossi as quick as it did is a response to aggression, but it just wasn't necessarily enough against this sort of new build from AvocaDOS. I don't think we've ever had a Terran biobot hit that hard, that specific timing, that hard, that early.
yeah. It's something that is very, very tough to deal with, definitely. And yeah, I mean, for any bot, it's tough to deal with, even for negativeZero. So, any bot will struggle.
Yeah. And then there's the conversation about like, oh, what do you do to potentially fix this when you look through the eyes of the author mind me because again, they don't just want to necessarily patch like this one build, they want to make general improvements so their bot will be able to handle situations like this. And that's a little more difficult because the thing that stands out in my mind in game number one was that it invested in the Twilight, it invested in +1 and a Forge, things that were delayed the Colossi basically.
Yeah.
And that's something that it needed to do that it needed to not do in that game. But then it's like overall, would changing that have other effects? It's difficult to say. So
Yeah, I mean, you can invest in sort of like static defense and shield batteries, that kind of thing, but like, if you did that against a bot that wasn't doing this specific tactic, then you'd possibly end up nerfing your other kind of like expansions and your basic army build up.
yeah, exactly. Like it would maybe make it weaker against later timings that other bots do. So I guess that's why you want to try and have the best scouting behavior, as we do see here. negativeZero's Phoenix is flying around, confirming the expansion, seeing all that bio, and we are actually getting a move. No, not a move out, just negativeZero going towards its natural base.
I'm not sure that Phoenix saw the expansion because it came down quite later.
I think I got real close. If you,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it didn't.
oh, it didn't. Wow.
Didn't see it.
And negativeZero decides to expand anyway, but we are getting a tweak. There's a Colossus going up prior to extended thermal lance.
So this must
So
be a
that,
reaction to him not scouting the command center, surely.
yeah, like if it sees the command center, it probably goes, okay, they're expanding, they're macroing. I have time to get up extended thermal lance, that kind of thing. But
Hmm.
That's not so it's funny because this is like the whole sort of whirlwind of, oh, what's actually the right thing to program and respond, because we see negativeZero is putting itself in a better position because it didn't actually get the scout. So
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of like there were other tweaks, of course, that weren't necessarily in the patch, but sometimes not having the information will make a bot perform better,
Yeah.
as some reactions are not always perfect for the situation. So we already have that one
Yeah.
Colossus out, no extended thermal lance, and Immortal's on the way. negativeZero still thinks it's up against a one basing Terran, as far as I can see.
I think so. Yeah. It definitely hasn't scouted that. So, although the
Okay,
Phoenix
another
is coming,
Phoenix.
yeah. So it should get the scout this time.
Yeah, this
Oh,
move out seems to be later this game from AvocaDOS.
yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, AvocaDOS is not moving out yet. It should be soon, based off the previous game. Like, wasn't it
I
like
mean,
5-ish minutes
yeah,
last
I
time?
think it's going now. Um,
Okay, so negativeZero sees all this bio. It's got a Twilight Council on the way. Very important. It's already got its third gas
oh,
up, so it will have more gas to invest in another Colossus and another Immortal, whatever it may be. There's extended thermal lance on the way, so not
this.
necessarily great, but we'll see.
I mean, this is a much better setup for negativeZero than he had in the first game, certainly. So we'll see if it's enough. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The Colossus does get nice swipes off on Marines at the start, but without the range, it doesn't want to actually swipe while walking necessarily, so it did miss some swipes there as it prioritizes the retreat. We do get a probe pull, which is very important, as negativeZero can afford to sack some of those. The bio is really getting softened up by the stim. There's only a few stalkers left as probes are pulled once again. negativeZero's Colossus could be in trouble, but the bio is so low, a few swipes and they will all be
oh,
dead.
yeah, this is a good hold for negativeZero there. Like, it's putting him into a very strong position in this game.
Yeah, and that any unit it kills is a big deal.
Yeah. Although it is 2 versus 3 base, and AvocaDOS does have a better economy, but
Yeah, after killing all those probes, negativeZero is rebuilding some of them. We do have another Immortal on the way, which again, it's like it's easy to call that the wrong thing. In this game, it is definitely the wrong thing. But for example, if negativeZero's opponent was a different Terran bot, they could be building Vikings, they could be going for tanks or something like that, which you do want the Immortals for. So it's understandable why it's building an Immortal. Hopefully it does get out another Colossi. The Colossi's got the range now. As we see, that just kiting is so powerful.
oh,
The bio is diving on it, but there's the reinforcements to save that Colossi, and we get a second one on the production tab.
yeah. This is looking very good for negativeZero, and it's so difficult to chase down that Colossus, especially given that it can just climb up walls if you corner it somewhere as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, the constant Phoenix scouting out identifies the third base of AvocaDOS. So negativeZero may try and get up its own third soon in response. The most important thing, though, is just the Colossi count. Like
Yeah.
2, 3 Colossi and negativeZero will be very
It's
difficult for AvocaDOS to kill.
it's only on one at the moment, but getting another one very, very soon. And yeah, if you get two there, like the first one we saw was almost impossible. If they can spread that out and, you know, pull it in different directions, then it's going to be impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does Terran into an impossible situation because the only way for Bio to deal with Colossi is to dive them. But then the Colossi just retreats and kites, and you're like, what do you do as the Terran?
Yeah.
um, which the answer is usually build Vikings, but that's not something AvocaDOS does. And we even
Yeah.
see negativeZero getting +3 attack on the way, so its upgrades are better than any game we've seen today or yesterday. So it will actually have +3 attack on the two Colossi, which will be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be
Right now, it
crazy.
does have +2.
Yeah. It's going to be a while before that +3 is finished. Certainly not for this fight, I don't expect. But we'll have to see
Yeah,
if.
still though, +2 is
Yeah.
plenty of damage.
That bio is not having a good time now, unfortunately, for AvocaDOS.
Yeah, and so it's so funny. This is negativeZero having like the best macro game against AvocaDOS, and it's the game where it didn't see the natural,
Yeah,
um, because it overreacted compared to its usual reaction.
yeah,
negativeZero is still just producing probes, getting up an immortal +3 attack on the way. It's confident to chill with its current army, constantly scouting as we see another hallucinated Phoenix go out. It's very difficult to catch negativeZero off guard.
yeah. I think as well it's starting a bit of a move out of its own. It's the first time we've really seen it in this series. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Repositioning, maybe just to cover that fourth base. Looks like there's a scouting marine of AvocaDOS, which is interesting how AvocaDOS does continuously send those out. Like, I wonder what the author is doing with that information as a newer bot. Like, is it just picking attack locations by identifying bases or something else?
Yeah, I think it's always good to keep track on how many bases your opponent has and where you can possibly attack. I don't think it's doing much with the army scouting because it's just throwing out more Marines and Marauders and yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. This is
yeah,
all AvocaDOS does, and
yeah,
this is probably the Hail Mary. It's got 2/2 upgrades. negativeZero's +3 is not quite yet done. It might be done by the time the fight happens. There's a lot of Marines and Marauders. There's a supply lead. Are these two Colossi going to be enough to cover the base for negativeZero?
yeah. There's a lot of stim going on, and yeah, it's difficult to see whether stim and the Colossus damage are going to stop.
Yeah, the Colossi are kiting back. The bio, though, like it temporarily pauses for a second here and there, and that allows it to be easy pickings. The third
Yeah,
Colossi of negativeZero pops on out.
3 Colossi,
Yeah,
and they're all at +3 now. So this is just a slaughterhouse for those bio, unfortunately.
yeah, and double immortals being produced by negativeZero after seeing the mass marauders. It wants some of those to round out its composition, which is, yeah, again, very incredible. Like, it's not building stalkers, which would be the worst thing to build here. It's building zealots to buffer, it's building immortals, and that's exactly what it wants. It did lose its fourth base, but it's not about the bases for negativeZero here. It's about the army. It's about the 3 Colossi as we see another fight happen.
Yeah, it's just not getting any damage at all on any of them. Like,
Nope. the the few like tech units, like I think maybe a sentry, a couple of zealots, and maybe an immortal or two have died
yeah,
during these fights. But again, who cares? As long as the Colossi stay alive.
yeah, 132 Marines have died from avocados as well.
Ooh,
That's
okay. Here comes negativeZero
so,
counterattacking. AvocaDOS, though, is actually just bypassing this.
oh,
Maybe going to be
that's
forcing a bit of a base race. Look at that. It's splitting its army. It's got one section going up to the left, one section going up towards the third. This seems very deliberate from the
yeah.
author.
-0 is on the way back, but that's going to be very late to save that fourth.
Yeah, oh, some biostims. They almost got a Colossi there, it appears, and there's not enough back at home to defend this easily. And Immortal goes down as AvocaDOS gets a big positional win against negativeZero.
But those stalkers are back now, and
Yeah.
that's going to close off that attack route. So
At the third base of negativeZero to the right, there's been a Bioforce that's been skirmishing, and yeah, getting some probes as negativeZero is looking to take a fifth base, but currently it's knocked down to 3 bases once more.
yeah,
AvocaDOS, it's still producing bio en masse. Yeah, that seemed very intentional. The author splitting the army for the attack, which is exactly how you're supposed to handle an army that you cannot defeat.
yeah. Catch them out of position, go around the back, and take their bases. But avocados is on what, 6 bases now?
Yeah,
That's
it's actually got a ridiculous amount of money. It does not have enough production, as we see. It's got 7,000 minerals in the bank. Bio is stimming forward, picking off immortals, but the Colossi count is at 4, and that is just laser death.
yeah. As
The
-0 needs to push
negativeZero.
on through here, I think.
Yeah, now that it's got to the natural, there's no possibility for a counterattack from AvocaDOS,
Yeah.
which is definitely unfortunate as the bio is just melting. negativeZero has units taking damage, it pulls them back. And that's one of the things negativeZero is very good at keeping its units alive.
Yeah.
It's been macroing up behind this still, reestablishing bases. And yeah, it's got the boot on the neck of AvocaDOS now.
Yeah, just those 4 stalkers, that's all you need. Like, literally, there's not much else there apart from a couple of immortals and four colossus. It's like just crazy.
Yeah. This is why you got to build Vikings, man.
Yeah,
Or kill negativeZero before it gets to the Colossi. That's the basically main story of this series.
yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. AvocaDOS doesn't even necessarily, if we were to rerun this game, AvocaDOS doesn't even need to necessarily change anything except to add on a bit more production here too, because 9,000
Yeah.
minerals could be a lot more Marines and Marauders that, who knows, maybe it could have overwhelmed negativeZero if it just was maxed out after that nice split attack again. But yeah, the production has been inadequate to manage this many resources that it's got.
Yeah. There we go. All right, I think we'll speed this one up a bit. negativeZero
Yeah.
does even up the series. And,
Okay, so got a 1-1 again. And
sorry.
I want to say this was a map negativeZero lost yesterday.
I
I'm
think
not
it
100%
was, yes.
sure.
Oh wait, no, was it this one the one that they won? Because
No, they
no,
won
no.
the one where they counterattacked
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
gold mineral walls and stuff.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, so this is a different result on a map.
Yes,
So
yeah, definitely. So it is going to be 1-1, and we do have ourselves a series. So let's take a look at game number 3. It's going to be a fun one, I think. This could be a very, very tight series. It could be hinging on very,
yeah,
very small things like that tiny little that Phoenix Scout and things like that. But yeah,
yeah, I think the main thing is that negativeZero hasn't been going for the prisms.
yeah,
Whereas it did in pretty much most of the games that went longer yesterday. It did, and the Prism doesn't help against 50
yeah.
supply of bio, so
Not really. All right, let's have a look at game number 3. All right, spawning again in the top side of torches this time. It is AvocaDOS. And in the bottom of torches, it is negativeZero.
yeah, we've got a 1-1 series. This map yesterday did go the way of negativeZero,
Yep.
and we'll see, but this is a totally different version of the bot, so maybe it won't be as aggressive. Maybe it'll get a scout off or not get a scout off because that's different too,
Yeah.
so many
Not,
different little factors.
not a totally different version. I think there's only so much you can do with bots in the short space of time between tournament
It's true.
rounds.
It's a few months old, I think the author said, from
Yeah.
2025 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like little changes though, like changing the priority on building a warp prism or something, that makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, huge. In this matchup, it is a huge difference, definitely.
Okay, probe scout from negativeZero.
Yep. Going rounds, figuring out that you're against 3 racks, so you know what to expect. Getting up gateways, 7-8 scores, more gateways.
Chrono boost on the Zealot in response to seeing this potential cheese, but
Yeah.
AvocaDOS will be building that command center at some point.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it gets scouted this time because obviously it did in the game we saw yesterday, and then that was the one where the Phoenix
Yeah.
Scout got through.
Yeah, the timings on the Phoenix Scout, like might have been a bit different to spur the aggression from negativeZero. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, because it's like we had the game yesterday, it won on this map because it did eventually scout the second base. It won the previous match today because it didn't scout the second base. So
Yeah, it's just
do with
crazy.
that
It's
info what you
yeah,
will.
yeah, yeah. We don't know. It could be a good or a bad thing.
Yeah. From a design perspective, it's definitely like you always want to scout and get the
Yeah,
information.
you
But as
always
far
want.
as this particular series goes, jury's still out on whether we want negativeZero to scout the natural or not. It does go for that Robo Bay on one base again in response to identifying this aggression. It doesn't have,
Yeah,
well, neither bot has an expo yet, but there's that sentry on the way for negativeZero, which will eventually become a Phoenix Scout.
yeah, and obviously, I think you scout that it's definitely 3 racks, definitely a lot of bios. So wants to just rush that Colossus as soon as he possibly can, I guess. There we go. Soon enough.
negativeZero notably has no energy on that Nexus. It's very good at using its Chrono Boost. Scouting Probe, trying to get information. If it saw the command center, that could be a big deal, but it does not. It
No.
gets hunted down and killed. So in negativeZero's mind, it is still against a one-basing Terran, which it is, technically. It sends out a hallucinated Phoenix, so that's something to watch.
Yeah. I wonder if it deliberately waits for that probe scout to die before building the command center.
If you want to lock onto a unit, by the way, like a scout, I think it's Control-Shift-F or Control-Alt-F. And that'll actually keep the camera on that unit.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think it's definitely scouted it this time. So
Yeah, Colossi on the way for negativeZero. That's important. We do see how much the okay, yeah, just spent 400, so I think it's got to be starting up a Nexus.
yes.
There's
Yep.
the Nexus.
There we go.
Okay, 200 gas. It fires up Extended Thermal Lance right after starting that Colossi. No +1 started yet, so that's important prioritization. And we'll see if we're going to get the negativeZero. It's moved its army out. Is it attacking
Yeah.
rocks there?
Oh, it's attacking
Okay.
those weird things. I'm not sure they're rocks. They're like tentacle
Yeah.
blockers. Things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scouting Marine of AvocaDOS runs into the army of negativeZero and then turns around.
Yeah, he doesn't want any part of that. He's like,
that is the smartest Marine.
Yeah, he's like, you've got like a bunch of giant robotic weird creatures attacking some gangly tentacly thing in the middle of a map. I am.
He's like, no thanks.
No part of that.
And you know he's a real bastard because he sees the other scouting Marine going out and he's like, yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah. Go for it, mate.
Go see what's there.
Yeah.
Okay, so AvocaDOS looking for an expansion. That scouting behavior we saw in game number 2, where it went for that very cool split attack. I wonder if that's like why it sends out the single Marine, so it sees like, hey, my opponent's got 2 bases, I can do, or 2, like a 3rd and a 4th base, do a split attack, something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely collecting that information, pathing towards the bases.
Yeah, definitely.
negativeZero is building a battery at the natural and a cannon. I think it's at the natural. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a very, very tough place to break through.
Yeah, that battery will be huge. negativeZero is also very good at using its energy recharge.
Yeah.
And the cannon, too, will soak damage, which it's a great investment because negativeZero has been struggling with not enough gas and having a mineral bank, so that's a perfect investment into that. Here we go.
Attacking up this ramp is going to be really hard, but AvocaDOS looks like he's doing it. He's got that.
Yeah,
immortal.
gets an immortal. A sentry. Probes are pulled. That's big
probes.
economic damage being done, but as long as the Colossi survives, that's the big deal. We do have battery recharge, although the pylon gets targeted down, so that will not be helping anymore. The cannon's made invalid.
The Colossus is being zoned out, surely. No, not quite, but it was for a while.
Yeah, it stayed alive, though. That's the important thing.
That's...
And
That's huge damage though for -0. Down 29 workers left to the
Yeah,
48 of AvocaDOS.
it does repower the battery, so that's really nice to see. +1 attack is about to finish up for -0. AvocaDOS has got a small little army moving out. These guys, I don't think will get
Oh
anything done.
no. He needs to get those guys out of there.
Yeah, that is a bit of wasted supply. I don't think
Yeah.
that would find a lot of success. -0, it's rebuilding its probes. It's getting charge, another stalker out.
Starting to
And
move
it
out.
does see AvocaDOS moving out again, greeting it in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Retreating, the Immortals left behind.
Oh, that's not going to be nice
And
for the
it will go
mortal.
down.
But yeah, it's. I think Avocados is in a decent position here. He's up on 4 bases. He's up to 56 workers. And only one Colossus so far. No more Colossus on the way yet for
Oh,
-0. And
-0 is
oh
trying to
my
get
god.
aggressive. Okay, it turns around upon seeing
Yeah.
that army. This could be a nice little meal for -0 as long as it keeps that Immortal alive, which it will.
Yeah.
So keeping the army supply of Avocados down is a big deal. As -0, it's seeing the army of Avocados and it's deciding to attack because the Terran's been whittling down its own supply on these little attacks. -0's even supply compared to Avocados, and we all know what this Protoss bot can do
Yeah.
um, when it's on even fighting terms.
It's a small army, but it's a scary army. Like,
Yeah,
it's going to be tough to deal with.
Avocados is producing 7 Marines at a time. It's losing lots of SCVs as it tries to defend this 4th base expansion that was just about completed. Yeah, -0 counterattacking. There is a lot of bio for Avocados charging down the ramp, going to get that Immortal for starters, chasing the Stalkers away. -0 is in full retreat as it arguably should be. It looks like it will lose another Stalker, Concussive Shell being very valuable for those pickups.
Yeah. A nice little attack there from -0 though. So took out a bunch of SCVs and delayed that 4th command center as well for a bit.
Yeah, we really just need to see another Colossi from -0.
Yeah.
If it gets up a second Colossi, its chances of winning this game skyrocket. It's been in building Immortals to round out its composition so far. It sees a ton of Marines. Guardian Shield gets popped as well to help these units out. Zealots charging down the ramp, forcing the bio back. That's a big deal because the bio wants to charge these high-value units like the Immortal, like the Colossi. And so the Zealots do their job buffering there.
Yeah. It's looking like a -0 favored game, definitely.
It is. And if we watch the mineral bank of Avocados, we see it starting to climb and climb and climb as it's unable to spend all its money. It's currently got enough resources to build 20 extra Marauders. Um, that might make a bit of a difference in this fight we're about to see, as Avocados is trying to find some damage. It might get some probes, but -0 is engaging this very efficiently.
Yeah. A second Colossus is now on the way for -0 with +3 weapons as well. So that's going to be pretty huge.
Okay, -0 behind the line of sight blockers. Avocados charges forward. It will get an Immortal, but then we see the Zealots. They force the bio back momentarily.
Yeah. Avocados. I mean, it's difficult to see how he just pushes through with bio here, to be honest.
Yeah, particularly once that second Colossi gets out, it's just, you can't fight Colossi with bio.
Yeah.
I mean, you can maybe outposition the Protoss. You can, maybe make things happen with a better economy, but Avocados, again, it's not spending its money, which is definitely the low-hanging fruit as far as improvements would go here, because the fights could have been totally different if the number of bio was a little bit higher for these past few fights.
And even in terms of economy now, like -0 is ahead on workers and up on 4 bases, so he's not struggling at all.
No, he's not. He's reached like that mid game, and There's
Yeah,
not a lot of bots out there that can beat -0 once it's established on a nice
yeah,
mid-game economy.
yeah. So let's have a look. Uh, it's a pretty huge army now for AvocaDOS. I still think possibly if he can get a split the army up and outposition -0 a bit. -0 is slightly out of position here.
Yeah,
If AvocaDOS
we've
can
got
sneak
AvocaDOS
through,
coming in
wow.
with a load of
Yeah.
bio. It's
Oh,
charging forward, but those
this,
buildings take some of the heat as -0 comes in to engage. This is a big force
oh,
charging forward. Zealots get
yeah.
deleted so quickly
Oh,
as
he's going to pick up
-0's
the
first
Colossus.
Colossi. Yeah, that's one of them down, and the Protoss might have gone too hard on the economy because it's struggling to clean up this bio. It just doesn't have the army supply. The one
Yeah.
Colossi is still so important. Marines and
He's
Marauders are
getting
trying to
cornered.
dive on it. Does disappear up the ramp, but AvocaDOS
Oh,
pursues it. The Colossi barely stays alive.
so close. Oh, but
Oh,
that's
the Colossi could still be in
Colossus
trouble here.
dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
another one does
one's
pop out though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. Could you look at the robo of -0 and its main base? I'm curious if it's Chrono Boost. It's got 2 robos going. I imagine. Okay, it's not using Chrono
No.
Boost on those at this point in the game, but that would be nice. AvocaDOS is pushing in once more with resupply of bio reinforcements coming in as well. That other Colossi is going to fall, it appears, as it gets backed into a corner and goes down. -0, it's producing 3 robo units at a time, 2 immortals, a Colossi. It just doesn't have enough here consolidated right now to handle the bio. This immortal's falling back. There's a cannon and a battery back there. It doesn't make it to the battery. Okay,
But yeah,
there's another Colossi.
this
That
is
should
bad
be
for
appearing.
-0. Yep.
It's on 90 supply, but it's a yeah, it's on 90 supply. 69 of that is probes. It loses a base, so that's quite painful. But still, it's -0. If it can get up enough Colossi, it might be able to play this one out.
Yeah.
Oh, that Colossi's got to be so careful.
Oh, no, it's
And
getting
gonna
cornered.
be cornered, yeah. It doesn't know to retreat during the fights, it seems, back up the ramp. We've got double Colossi being produced right now as AvocaDOS is trying to path towards the third base. -0 leashes it into the natural. A few Zealots come down the ramp. The bio's incredibly overstimmed as we've got, those 2 Immortals go down. The cannons and the batteries are forming a bit of an anchor against this overstimmed bio. AvocaDOS is being quite passive for a moment, and this will allow -0 to get out 2 more Colossi.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's going to get out the Colossi, but it's struggling to really produce a lot of units at the moment. And you see all those probes are just sitting on the front line. They're not.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, Colossi, it's kiting back. It's starting to get those big swipes off. There is the cannons and the batteries to buffer. Probes being pulled into the fight. Probably the best thing they can do right now. One of the cannons is unpowered. AvocaDOS is still pushing in. This Colossi, will it go up the ramp? No, it paths forward. Big pathing mistake as it allows itself to be killed. And now -0 is down to 1 Colossi. It's very broke at this point.
Yeah.
And
It just doesn't have the economy to really produce that many.
yeah, we see that Colossi and the Immortal, they're going to get taken down as -0. It gets snowballed. It almost had the backbone of an army it needed. Then one fight went wrong. It was a little too greedy, investing in tech and stuff instead of getting out the needed Colossi count.
It looked like it was so comfortable. It was just sitting there with the Colossus and the armies in the mid game, and suddenly you lose a Colossus and everything turns around.
Yeah. Very impressive by AvocaDOS. It wouldn't have been able to do this if its bio behavior wasn't great. Like, the bio, it's difficult to look at it and say anything should be improved. It's just as aggressive as it needs to be.
Yeah. And there we have it.
Okay.
AvocaDOS taking a 2-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, that's a big upset because negativeZero won that map
Yeah.
in the yesterday.
Yeah, so we've kind of had like the turnaround. So the map that AvocaDOS won, -0 won, and in yesterday the map that -0 won, AvocaDOS has pulled out of the bag this time. So yeah, if we're reversing everything, -0 might win this one, but
It's true. Um, yeah, well done by AvocaDOS to take the lead there. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, just the bots programmed well in that by being so aggressive, it was able to get that little pick off. Get like, I honestly was thinking like, okay, this is going to be a slow death for AvocaDOS,
yeah,
but -0, I think it struggles a little bit on that map just because there were situations where units kind of got cornered a little bit when they need, so they weren't able to do that unlimited retreat, basically.
yeah. All right, let's have a look at game number 4.
Okay.
All right, we are on Pylon. We are go down in the bottom right-hand corner. It is AvocaDOS with a 2-1 lead. And up in the top left, -0. Again, looking to come back in the series.
Yeah. We'll see. Lots of factors. This is our eighth game between these two in 2 days now.
Yeah.
So,
So we had 4
and it,
yesterday, and this is the 4th one today. So,
yeah, and it's still very much not settled how it will go.
yeah,
Because like we've had a game where -0 won by early aggression upon scouting AvocaDOS's expansion. We've had a game where -0 underreacted to the aggression of AvocaDOS. We've had a game just now where -0 was able to make it to the late game, was a little too greedy, and got snowballed.
yeah,
So we've seen everything in this series so far.
yeah. It's going to be exciting final 2 games. So, yeah, should be good.
We get a chat tag from -0, Marine Rush.
111. Oh, that was the time it scouted, I think. 111. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's basically the initial code going off for -0 saying, okay, I'm being rushed. I'm going to build a cyber core and a second gas and another gateway before ever taking an
Yeah.
expansion. And we'll probably see a
Which is,
zealot as soon as it can.
yeah. So that's generally not that useful against Terra and Bio unless they've got charge. So, um, but it's good to have something out at least.
Yeah. Okay, it goes for a robo and a stalker. So these bots are so crazy in that they do different things. I
Yeah,
can't remember if it was game 1 or 2, but -0 did open with a zealot in another game. In this game, it's just going right
definitely.
into stalkers. I'm guessing that's because it scouted this maybe a bit earlier, didn't see the tech lab at first, and tagged this as a marine rush, not necessarily like a marauder bio play.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I can think of why there's this variation. But this does mean -0 is going hard into the stalkers. It's going for a robo. And this is the sort of setup it had into, I want to say, torches yesterday
yeah,
before it got aggressive.
yeah. So
So,
it's possible we're going to see some early aggression here.
yeah, we'll see. It's going to depend on whether -0 scouts the natural base of avocados. Because if it sees that, it might say, okay,
Yeah,
you've expanded, you don't have that much bio. I've made all these units, let's fight. Um, and so there's
yeah.
so much going into this series.
There's so many weird different paths that could be taken by either bot, really. And yeah, we'll
Okay, we
see.
do get a robo from -0. Forge as
Yeah.
well. No expo.
So
Eh,
not yet. But do we
and we'll be
get the scout coming out
yeah,
now?
that'll be out now. There it is. Okay, so that's a big deal. as that
Yeah,
flies
let's
out across the
see where we
map. It
go.
avoids the first Marine.
Yeah, that's something we didn't see yesterday, definitely. Is it
Yeah,
gonna
I think we're gonna
see?
get -0. Depending on what it scouts, we might get -0 building a Nexus, but then also moving out to attack. It avoids that Marine. It
Oh,
sees. Did it see the Expo? It's kind of getting zoned out by the bio.
yeah,
It
yeah,
did see the
sees it.
Expo.
Yep. Yeah, so it definitely knows what's happening. 46 seconds ahead of schedule.
Okay.
But no,
It's got the Colossi on the way.
it's not moved out yet.
No.
So,
So it must have seen too much supply or something to decide to
yeah,
do what it did in game number one.
I think so. I think that's possibly what it is. Because it did fly all the way around the base, so it must have seen all
Yeah,
of,
like
yeah,
AvocaDOS was
yeah,
zoning the Phoenix out, presenting all its bio, whereas, yeah, I'd be curious to go back and watch that game where -0 did get aggressive the other day.
yeah,
Okay, the Colossi's on the way. We're getting a second Robo from -0 before extended thermal lance.
yeah,
I'm having a
that's
difficult
good.
time understanding why this is happening.
Oh, I
Like, it's
don't
not
know.
necessarily a bad thing, but
No, I
it's
mean,
just weird how these games are so different.
I definitely expect extended thermal lance pretty soon. Like,
Yeah, the second gas
hmm,
or the third gas at the natural does get started up. That's significant, but we're approaching like the six minute mark, which is where AvocaDOS gets aggressive.
yeah,
Anything -0 starts building now might not be there in time for the fight. It fires up one immortal. It's got +1 attack on the way. Banking up minerals. Maybe we'll get a battery. Maybe we'll get a cannon. The Phoenix is seeing everything, so it sees the army supply. And
yeah.
-0 is just keeping on, keeping on.
But here we go.
A little bottleneck. Okay, there's extended thermal lance. But that's not going to be done in time for
As
this fight. There's
no,
a cannon building. Do we get a
yeah,
battery starting too? Not yet.
no. Oh,
There's
two
another cannon.
cannons. But is it going to fight away from the cannons? Because if we can take out
That's the
this
question. Will
force,
it pad
yeah,
left or will it pad right?
yeah, yeah.
The
If
Colossi gets some good swipes off at the start of the fight, but now the Protoss army is in danger as
yeah,
AvocaDOS dives after that Colossi.
it's
Great
gone.
prioritization as it picks it off. -0 now has to defend with an Immortal with some Stalkers. They're all very scattered. The Immortal's in trouble. There's the reinforcements from AvocaDOS as the Protoss army gets gobbled up. There's another Colossi on the way for -0. It's buying time with these units as they retreat to the north. The army supply of -0 is just greatly reduced, though. The Sentry buys a little bit of time. AvocaDOS, though, is now going to be pushing towards that natural. There's two cannons. There's going to be a Colossi in a moment here, but it still doesn't have extended thermal lance. Okay, the Zealot buying a little bit of time. All the Zealot turns, though, so not running for its life. Okay, cannons here,
Colossus,
Sentry here.
Colossus is out, and but the cannons have been depowered. Another
Yeah,
pylon
that
is
is
on the way.
great prioritization from AvocaDOS,
Yeah,
too. Like, I don't, like, they haven't been shooting the Nexus lot because I talked about this yesterday, I want to say. And I think the author or someone might have even said that it tries to avoid targeting buildings unless there's something else, but it seems to make
yeah,
an exception for the cannons. The Colossi is doing a great job kiting back, stuttering for a moment, getting lots of damage done. Even the Immortal staying alive. That's a big, big deal.
yeah. And the bio from Avocados has really thinned out there as well. It's not got much left. Only 38 army supply. And, sure, -0 doesn't have a lot of army either, but the army that -0 has is a lot higher tech level. So yeah, doesn't need quite as much of it.
Okay, there's two Colossi out, although -0 is out of position as AvocaDOS is pushing the natural with a small Bioforce. It's not big enough, though, to get really anything. So -0 is able to establish that two Colossi count.
Yeah, this is going to be tough now for Avocados to push through. But
Yeah. Um, The
But he did
situation
it.
doesn't look great.
Yeah, he did it last game, so not
He did.
entirely. Yeah,
So we can't rule him out. And negativeZero right now, we see it's heavily bottlenecked by gas, as Protoss is. You don't get a bonus
yeah.
from the speed mining. The Protoss, though, is getting aggressive, cancels the fourth base of AvocaDOS, but then turns around. Really nice behavior from negativeZero to say, all right, I've got some damage done. Let's go home upon seeing that bio of AvocaDOS.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Delaying that fourth base for as long as he is. So yeah,
Yeah. Um, negativeZero does have that third base up. No gases established there yet. It's long distance mining, so that base will be fully saturated once it's established. The Protoss, it's spending its money on a couple more cannons. It does fire up a third Colossi, though. That is a big deal.
yeah, that's going to be hard for AvocaDOS.
Yeah, because the last game that it lost, it only had like one or two Colossi out when that fight that started AvocaDOS' snowball happened, I think. Like
Yeah,
negativeZero was investing in a fourth and extra cannons and other tech before getting out the third or the fourth Colossi. This game, it's going for the third Colossi, building another Immortal, probably because it's seen AvocaDOS with this large bio ball. It's saying, I need more units. Don't invest in that fourth base, I
yeah,
assume. And that is absolutely the right thing. So maybe that's what was lacking in the previous game. AvocaDOS kept donating small numbers of units, so then negativeZero didn't see a large army, so then it didn't invest in the extra Colossi, so it lost in the late game. This game, that's totally different, though, because AvocaDOS is coming in, hitting the third. It's a
huge
lot of
army hit
bio
there.
for
That is,
AvocaDOS.
but it's
There's
getting
three
thinned
Colossi
out.
out, though.
It's getting thinned out so quickly. Those
Yeah,
Colossus are just doing such
AvocaDOS.
great work.
AvocaDOS retreats with its bio, just very good behavior from AvocaDOS, but then it turns for a moment
Yeah.
as negativeZero is in hot pursuit. This is the power of negativeZero.
Oh,
It will see an opportunity and it will try and punish its opponent.
yeah, it's not even only the tiniest bit of damage on those Colossus as well. So
Yeah. Um, Once negativeZero has that magic 3 Colossi number, life becomes very difficult for the Terran Biobot. AvocaDOS, it's already floating money as well as we see. Just 2,000 minerals in the bank.
oh,
It's adding on another Rax, but it's not enough to keep pace with its economic growth. There is a counterattack going on right now as negativeZero is hitting the third base of AvocaDOS. AvocaDOS has got an army running towards the fourth of negativeZero. Absolutely the right decision in the face of 3 Colossi.
yeah, no, this fourth base might be taken, but the Colossus are on their way back. Are they going to
Yeah.
get there in time? I don't think so.
Oh, an immortal might die. Oh, AvocaDOS turns around as it retreats towards the Colossi.
Oh,
Again, the biomicro of AvocaDOS is really phenomenal. It's it's impossible to win against Colossi with bio, but AvocaDOS seems to be taking the best trades it can for the situation. But now negativeZero is pushing in towards the third. There's no counterattack queued up yet.
yeah,
And so negativeZero may just be able to take this one home.
yeah, that's a lot of workers going down there for AvocaDOS. And even more as the SCVs run in to try and reinforce the base that is no longer there.
Yeah, AvocaDOS has one attempt to try and push this back. It gets an immortal, but those immortals will happily die. That means the Colossi stay alive. But negativeZero loses so much army supply, though, that it actually gets pushed back. It has no choice but to retreat. Marauders in hot pursuit grab a Colossi. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's one down. Only two more to go. But negativeZero isn't building any more Colossus, so yet.
It's making
Yeah,
three
yeah.
immortals in response to the Marauders. AvocaDOS is about to throw away a lot of its supply. This is concerning because if negativeZero kills off enough bio, it might counterattack again.
Yeah.
Okay, AvocaDOS still wisely pulls back. It's still producing as many units, tons of workers, floating minerals still.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, negativeZero is making 2 more Colossi though.
Oh, that's gonna be bad. I mean, and it's not like there's a number of Colossus where they just kind of like can't shoot each other. But it's like every single Colossus is going to be doing full damage at all times, unfortunately, especially with extended thermal lance out. And
Yeah,
this army is just toast.
yeah. AvocaDOS losing just a few units in that attack there.
Yeah,
Its best hope in this game is to get negativeZero out of position, like have the Protoss move out for attack and then counterattack, and then the Protoss splits its army. We saw earlier, a Colossi did get picked off, so there's a chance for AvocaDOS,
yeah,
but it is limited by its production still. Like I know I sound like a broken record here, but it could be
yeah.
trading out at a much higher rate, and that could potentially whittle negativeZero down. Instead, it's kind of just keeping pace with negativeZero supply wise. This attack does hit the 5th of negativeZero, going to
Uh,
get the Nexus and most of these probes. negativeZero's repositioning to deal with this, and AvocaDOS' army is moving towards the north. Like, the army movement of AvocaDOS is really impressive too,
yeah.
as like I don't know how the author programmed this in, but it seems to make just correct decisions so often.
But the way to fight against this is just to go full on base trade, I think, at this point. But yeah, this army is seriously bad here for negativeZero. That's going to take out the fourth.
Yeah, oh, a Colossi does pop out. So that's nice for negativeZero that'll help clean this up. The
Oh,
Protoss brings its whole army back. So negativeZero loses 2 Nexus. Looks like there's an army towards the right side as well, hitting the 5th base of negativeZero. That's going to buy AvocaDOS precious time. And we'll see if it has another attack queued up maybe. As it chases down these probes, pulls negativeZero's army over there. And yeah,
I don't think he's going to be able to get the Nexus though, so that's a big thing. As we
oh,
saw
we
a
get a recall
recall.
from negativeZero. What does it
Yeah,
pull in? Oh, it pulls in an Immortal and a Colossi into the danger zone, actually.
that's
As
going to be
one of the
bad.
Colossi goes down, the Nexus dies too. AvocaDOS is able to capitalize on that a little bit, but then we see the just massive robo army of negativeZero coming in and meaning business. 6 Colossi, tons of Immortals.
Yeah, this is crazy. That base doesn't look very secure there for AvocaDOS. We have
The poor SCVs having
yeah,
to try and fight 6
we
Colossi.
have
But
another
look at
little
that,
attack.
another counterattack.
Yeah, and even more bio being pulled in for that one.
Yeah. negativeZero is down to 41 workers. Its supplies down to 124. It's going to be struggling to replace units it loses. It's losing most of its, or a good chunk of its stalkers to the bio. AvocaDOS just needs to keep queuing up attacks like this, pulling negativeZero out of position, and it might be able to take this win just positionally. It does not want to fight this army head on, so it needs to retreat. negativeZero, on the other hand, if it can... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, 6th Colossus now. That's going to be painful. Like,
Yeah. If negativeZero can get on the production of AvocaDOS, it will just win this game. Because AvocaDOS will just trickle units to their death, and it's getting dangerously close to that. It doesn't look like there's a counterattack or anything queued up, which has saved AvocaDOS again and again in this match. And now it looks like negativeZero may be able to take this one, unless the Protoss makes a major mistake and turns around, or, I don't know, pivots towards the 3rd or the 4th base or something like that.
there's a small attack up here, but no. No, this game is unfortunately pretty close to being done. With just 16 army supply, there's nothing really AvocaDOS can
Yeah.
do now.
Only AvocaDOS could turn its 10,000 minerals into 100 Marauders instantly. negativeZero does reposition, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
AvocaDOS gets a couple of Immortals. You might want to slow it down a second. Yeah, it's
Sorry, I thought it
66
was
supply
done.
to 165. It's not very hopeful, like unless AvocaDOS counterattacked, and then negativeZero pulls everything back. Which AvocaDOS is moving out.
Yeah.
negativeZero, though, is up to 172 supply at...
Yeah. It's... I think negativeZero is just gonna come in here and just... No workers left, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is
Alright,
that
we
army. The bio, though, is not going to pull negativeZero back at this point. What a crazy game, though. 20 minutes long. AvocaDOS played that so well, because if you want to win with just bio and your opponent reaches the critical Colossi mass, that's almost exactly what you need to do.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, well, we are into a game number 5 here. This is going to be exciting. And
yeah, holy smokes.
Can AvocaDOS pull it off twice in 2 days? It will be crazy. Crazy to see. Or will negativeZero stamp down that amazing sort of like domination of like, I am the best bot here and I am going to take your order. But it is, it's going to be exciting.
Yes, it will. What a game, number 4.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Share my screen. And, all right, guys. Here it is, our final map in this series. It is 2-2, spawning up in the top right on Ultralove. It is AvocaDOS. And down in the bottom left, it is negativeZero, looking to salvage the tournament for the Protoss. But yeah, I think we're going to see exactly the same setup here from AvocaDOS, and let's see what negativeZero does to recover from it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show for this one. There's so many different things that have happened throughout these 2 series, and I have no idea how this will end.
AvocaDOS wishing good luck to their opponent, like any good bot.
Very good manners.
Yeah, of course. And done the tag 111 Marine Rush last time. I think it's probably going to be slightly later this time.
Yeah, I guess it depends which bot's perspective the replay is from, too.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice little zap by the probe. But Marine will pop out and send that probe packing.
We'll save his life, though, this time. And we see all the usual stuff fired up from negativeZero, who thinks he's about to be Marine rushed. It's been interesting in this series seeing like how it just sort of like flips on tiny little things that you don't expect. Like the negativeZero just gets his army caught out slightly, and AvocaDOS will jump on that in a second. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the pockets on the maps can be quite punishing too, as we saw. There was a few situations where the units just were not able to retreat, which is something we can... Like, Ultralove seems like there's maybe a few similar pockets that could be unit traps too for the bots. We'll see if that is a factor or not. negativeZero, it is going for the Robo, Sentry, Stalker.
Yep, Sentry on the way, and we see that hallucinated Phoenix to see if they can see what he can scout this time. Takes a few seconds for him to charge up the energy for that one.
Okay, Robo Bay on the way.
Yep.
It's amazing how much of a difference building Colossi instead of a Warp Prism makes in a series.
Yeah, Warp Prism was not a good idea against this kind of composition, really. I have to admit. As we see that.
Okay, there's the Phoenix.
Let's go take a trip on the Phoenix and see what he can see. So I think he will get
third, fourth, and then natural.
Yeah, he sees everything. Oh, wait.
Okay.
He doesn't
It
see
doesn't
any
see
of
the
the
bulk.
army.
Okay, it might have glimpsed it there.
Don't know. I don't think it saw any of the army. It's not seen any army at all, I'm sure. Oh,
Yeah,
we can
it did.
see. Yeah, it's
The
coming
-0 is getting
across.
aggressive. It's only 6 Stalkers, though. The Marauders, they don't have Concussive Shell. All the units have Stim. But maybe -0 can pull a fast one here. AvocaDOS is going to need to pull
No.
everything to defend. We see there's 33 bio supply, though, which is a lot, even for -0 Stalkers to handle. One of the Stalkers gets picked off. The Protoss is turning around and hightailing it out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's a lot of bio there. He was never going to be pushed through there, especially with Stim. And we know Stalkers against
We
Stimmed bio.
haven't got a Colossi started yet, have we?
No. We have extended thermal lance coming.
So it's a tweak. It's it's similar to game number. I can't remember what one it was, but
2, I think. Was it 2 or 1?
yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah. No,
-0.
it was game 1. It was the and
Yeah, and this isn't going to be done in time.
no, and AvocaDOS moving out with all his bio quite early. Actually, we've seen him move out later in other games. So
Yeah.
this is extreme
Oh,
danger.
-0's in so much trouble.
Oh no. Yeah, just
that,
those 5, 6 stalkers coming down and a couple of sentries. That's not going to be
If
enough.
only it would force field the ramp, but it's not going to.
Yeah.
So -0 will have to pull the probes and hope it can somehow make this happen. It doesn't even want to pull the probes to fight. That's just how dire this situation is. Stalkers being cornered as that one base, that natural base, will go down. -0 may be able to buy time for the Colossi. It will pop out with extended thermal lance. It's going to have a lot of work to do, though, but it can start now. Although no extended thermal lance, no extended thermal lance, extended thermal lance, so now it can start kiting this. Probes are being pulled as -0 knows it's an all or nothing situation. A lot of those buildings are unpowered, but -0 is knocked down to 6 probes, 5, 4, and yeah, AvocaDOS is going to, I think, take this one. Maybe not right this second. No. And -0 is on 3 workers.
A Colossus in a dream, that's all you need.
Oh, it's even splitting the bio up, kind of. Maybe minimizing some of the Colossi damage.
But just 4 workers, that's not enough, surely. That's not a Colossus in a dream.
Like, if it was one base saturated, it's like, okay, maybe -0 can get out another Colossi and Turtle to victory, but that's not going to happen here.
No, unlikely. And even that robo is unpowered there. Oh wait, it's got another robo that is powered, so he could.
Yeah,
but I think this force is going to be very difficult to repel.
Yeah, the last 6 probes might have to fight here. Okay, so it was a phenomenal series, but it appears that AvocaDOS will still be the bot to advance to the round of 4.
Yep. And congratulations, AvocaDOS. 2 wins against -0 in 2 days. That's something that doesn't often happen. Oh, wow.
Yeah. really nicely done. Very glad we were able to rerun this series and see the result there. While the actual score was different, the result was the
Yeah,
same. So,
and AvocaDOS. I mean, like, it's a marine bio bot, but the micro is so good. The way it splits its army, the way it kind of just fakes out sort of like the expansion and everything. I think a lot was programmed specifically for negativeZero, so I hope that it's got
oh,
some more plans for later in the tournament. It'd be great to see. It's definitely, yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Um, there was, yeah, that was very clearly like the author tweaking their bot to beat negativeZero. They put in lots of hard work, and we'll get to see them next week in the round of 4 against BenBot.
yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, again, it's been great having an extra stream. Thank you, Laughing Games, for putting in the extra work there. It's awesome to have you again. Um,
Yeah, thanks for having me, Crypt, and getting it all squared away.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. To very late notice stream. So, but yeah, it's some very good matches, and yeah, we'll see you back here on Saturday at 8 o'clock on our regular scheduled shot slot for all the finals, and we will finish up everything next week. So, thanks everyone,
Yeah,
and
click
catch you
that
later.
like button on your way out, guys. If you want to support AI Arena, go to the Patreon. Thanks for watching.